Hello and welcome to another coaching session from leadershipmentor.com. I'd like to share some thoughts on effective supervisor training. I think it's so important that we provide training and coaching to supervisors, especially frontline supervisors that are new to that role, because that's such a critical time for them to learn the right skills to be able to be successful. I'd like to share with you an example that I went through many years ago. I attended a multi-day workshop. So the organization that I worked for sent several of the frontline leaders to a 2-day workshop. And it did require that we were out of the office, obviously, for 2 full days. And the information was phenomenal. There was a lot of things that we went through and really opened our eyes to, leadership and all the different aspects of leadership. And so it was really a great experience. Then I got back to the job after being gone for 2 days, and it was really hectic for all of us to try to get caught back up. And even though we were at a training, kind of the mindset of a lot of people in the organization was that you were away for 2 days, so when you come back you really need to make up for that, work harder, work some long hours, that type of thing. And nothing was really said about that workshop. We didn't get together and talk about how effective it was and some concepts, and probably the most important part missing was how can we apply those concepts that we went through. So we had a lot of notes and information, but to be honest with you, we were so busy trying to get caught up and just every day being busy that we really never had a method for taking the information that we were presented and applying that information. And so it was really a challenge to look at how that workshop could have been more effective. And so I believe that it's really the effective way to learn is to provide new supervisors with small bites of information. So basically you would introduce one concept, allow that supervisor to put that into practice, do the coaching and the mentoring around that concept, and then repeat that the following week, assuming that they were able to be successful with that concept and they were ready to move on. That way it isn't overwhelming to the new supervisor. They actually don't get behind in their day-to-day work. It's not overwhelming because it's not a great deal of information. It's just one concept. So they get that concept, they try that out, and then they have some avenue as far as a mentor or their manager or a peer that they can actually reach out to and discuss how to fine-tune that skill or that concept. The other thing I wanted to share with you is just some quick thoughts on mentors. One of the reasons why having a mentor is so important is because it allows your new supervisor to have really what I would say is a safe resource. So when we talk about a mentor, our suggestion is always to have a mentor that is not in the organization itself ideally, and if it is in the organization, make sure that mentor is somebody who allows the supervisor to speak openly and honestly and not fear that the information is going to get back to their manager. And that's one of the challenges when we do mentoring programs oftentimes is it potentially could be a peer of your managers, and so your fear is that there's a conversation that takes place sharing information that you had with your mentor, and that's just not the way mentoring should be. So we want to make sure that one, we provide a safe place or a safe resource for our supervisors to reach out and express their concerns and their thoughts. The conversations really have to be very open and very honest, and that goes both ways. And so again, that's one of the reasons why it's really not that effective to have your direct manager as your mentor, because that really doesn't allow for that open and honest conversation. Your mentor really needs to have experience in the area that you need guiding in. And so what we're talking about today is leadership experience. So it's important that your mentor has really gone through that experience and can share experiences and thoughts and ask compelling questions really to help the new supervisor along their path. And it's really important that your mentor is somebody who is guiding you rather than telling you. So if you do have a mentor today, And that mentor is just simply telling you, okay, here's what you need to do. You need to ask this, go here, do this, do that. That's not how mentoring works. Mentoring is about asking great open-ended questions and inspiring your mentee to really think about how and what to do. And so the mentor can use his experiences and help guide the new supervisor, but we don't, as mentors, we don't tell the supervisor exactly what they need to do. So that's really it on these two topics. I just wanted to share that information to encourage organizations out there to utilize the power of that, small bite philosophy of training, as well as finding an effective mentor for your new leaders, which I think is so important. That's it for today. I hope you have a great day.